What's up, Bakugan fans? It's D Hart. I have a Bakugan Legends new in stores as of right now. Collection pack. What are these called? Starter boxes, collection packs, battle packs. I think they've changed names over the years, but it's a 5-pack or a 4.5 pack because it has a Baku gear inside instead of another Bakugan. So we've got 3 Bakugan, a Fusion Bakugan, Dragonoid Auxillitaur Ultra, a Nova Bakugan and Heos Trox, a Geogon and Darkest Montrapod, and Aquos Maxodon. So I'm gonna crack this guy open. Let's see what's in. Here it is, up close again. We didn't look at the back. Here's a look at the back. I'm excited to have this mold again because this guy, Dragonoid Auxillitaur, was an exclusive in one of the year-end products, I think, right? And so this is like the first release that he's coming out since then that you can actually get him in something that was not a year-end pack. So I'm gonna try to gingerly open this up as opposed to ripping it like usual. Although whatever, I guess we're just gonna rip it. Okay, so here's what it looks like. Opened, get all this out. Let's cut these guys out. So we've got Aquos Maxodon. He was a year 2-ish Bakugan. Coming back. There we go. Plastic still inside. All right, I'll zoom in. Maxodon. He is a less cool version, I think, than what the, what were they called? Truncanius was in year 1. Man, I really thought that mold was cool. I think it'd be so fun if that came back. But Maxodon is the less cool version of what Truncanius was. Who remembers him or has him? He was like the coolest mold. He was so intricate that he was hard to close. Just like it's hard to cut out this Montrapod. But man, Truncanius was awesome. I'd love to have him back. Web him. Okay. Here is the Darkest Montrapod. We've had this before, we've seen it. It's not new, it's just new coloring for year 5 with some new stats. Then we have Nova Trox, Heos Trox. There we go. This one. And I'll pull the light out right now. Let's get a look at him. The blue and the white. The Heos looks cool in these Novas. 800B for Trox. What was Maxodon? Oh, 1,000. Strong Aquos Maxodon. That's going to be fun. Then we have... Oh, I just think this is so cool to have this guy. The other version of him, I can't remember his stats off the top of my head, obviously, but I don't remember him being that good. Could it possibly be that this one is competitive? I mean, we saw that he has 100B right there, so he better have some serious bonuses on cores or something. But the mold is fun. Fusion mold right there. And then we have the gear, which means we're gonna get a gear card. And we don't know the story about what's going on. Like, this is just, we'll probably never see these in booster packs. Just if you get, buy one of these toys, you have one copy of the gear, proxy the rest of them if you're actually, gonna play. But this gear is pretty cool looking. What gear is this? Is this a new gear? This is like a brand new gear. So let's close up Auxillitaur. How do you even close him? I'm gonna drop the gear on him. But how do you close him? I think this has to go first. The tail, and then this goes around. Oh, I didn't think I was gonna get him that fast. That was looking difficult. The red and the orange, I like that. That shade of orange is really cool looking. So, okay, we're gonna drop him on magnet to magnet. What's it gonna be? Oh man, look at this. This guy's enormous. This gear. This is cool. Like, it's too big, it's too strong. His tail holds it up, but just precariously. If he was on a Maxodon, yeah, it's only for Ultras, isn't it? To be on the back, it's not on the butt. Only for those Ultras that got the tails out like that. So here's what it looks like. I really don't know what the gear is called, so we're gonna open this up now and get that name. Here's the pack that comes with. The crazy all-language piece of paper. Here are the cores. Vanguard Shield, that's a good Helix. Stinky Green Fist, bad Magic Shield. Good Green Fist. Trap Core, it can be good. Okay, Gate Card 1, Gate Card 2, and Maxodon. 1000B, 1 damage. It comes with a Helix. That's pretty cool. So you can get to 1600. You can get to 1304, or you could get to 1600 if you still wanted some damage, some B power. So here's 1600, or where's my 300 Helix? You could be up to 1304. If you want to go damage wins, which I don't know why you would, he only has 1 damage, you'd be at 6. But we're not going to use that, are we? Because they gave us core manipulation on the shield. So I'm going to grab an Aquos bonus shield. We got 1401, and you take your opponent's core. And that's really strong because your opponent is going to be then 1000 or less. You're 400B up when you land on a shield. And that's going to be strong no matter what. Winning by 400 off the roll. So Maxodon is competitive. Use him, he's good. That's pretty fun. Competitive Aquos Bakugan. Then we have Dragonoid Auxillitaur, 100B, 5 damage. On a Green Fist, he gets to fuse and you get to use a gear. So for the trading card game, which is what I'm doing right here, not the other game, there's no defined definition of what that gear symbol means. Sometimes some people think it just means play the gear for 2 less, play the gear for 1 less if you're still playing. So if we're gonna say play the gear for 2 less, and we think that because on some of these cores that you land on, it has that symbol and it says 2 less. So it's a good theory. We're gonna pretend it means that. So we'd be up to 250 and 7 damage, and then we get to fuse. And then we'll add our gear in a second. So let's see what he looks like fused. 550 and 6. Oh man, that is weak. That is so weak. So I guess it has to be weak because he's getting a gear for 2 less. But you have to land on the Green Fist to fuse him, so you're only at 650 and 8. You could go a +3 damage. Actually, you can't because there's not an Aurelus dual faction bonus Green Fist, is there? But you could just get a regular +3, which I don't think I have one next to me. So we're just gonna pretend that this is just a regular +3. You could land on it, fuse, you'd be at 9 damage and try to do damage wins, but that's not that much for damage wins, so. Dang, he's looking pretty weak. Not strong at all. That is disappointing. Like, I don't think I'd use him at all, ever. But let's see what gear he comes with. Maybe the gear he comes with is fun, and that's the whole point, is using the gear on him. Okay, so now we have Montrapod. 1 energy. All these new Geogon just cost 1. On a shield, on a Darkest shield, he's going to be 1700 and 4 damage. So paying 1 to get to 1700 is better than most of the other Geogon. But you know, some of the other Bakugan are getting up to 1700 for free. Many are not. Many are getting to 1400 and 1500. So if your opponent is at 1500 and you pay 1 energy to get to 1700, that's like paying 1 energy for 200B, and that is a lower level action card. So it's not terrible. He's better than most, but not as good as what we would hope Geogon would be. So it's a pleasant surprise. That's good. That is good. We're gonna look at Trox next and the gear last. So here's Nova Trox, Heos Trox. Magic Shield and a Green Fist, 800B, 6 damage. That's a lot of damage to go with 800B. So that's pretty cool. And he's got that Magic Shield, so that's just like the old Armored Alliance Trox Ultra, isn't it? Magic Shield, Green Fist, 800B base damage, or 800B base. He had 2 damage, so this one has 6. Here's the Magic Shield, 1450 and 6. That's very high. He's competitive-ish, lower level. Actually, he's more than lower level because that damage is so high. 1450 is okay. So I would use Nova Trox and be very happy about it. The Green Fist he's coming with, you can get up to 9 damage, which is not great for focusing on damage wins, but if you needed to counter it somehow, it might not be a terrible place to start. So happy with Heos Nova Trox. Not terrible stats, that's okay. That's all right, getting past 1450. Now here we go, here's the gear, the action card, the gear card that we're gonna have. So this is fun. What's it gonna be? Magma Blade. Here we go, Magma Blade. New gear. 2 energy, Green Fist, gives you 500 extra B, and it starts at 101. So let's think about this. You are going to pay 2 energy to get 600 B and 1 damage, because you would always have a Green Fist on it, right? That's what you would do. 2 for 600 is one of the best action cards, right? It's in the top class of best ratios for action cards. 2 energy for 600 B for 1 turn. Gears usually are like, you get the B power that is the cost of the energy. So 2 energy for 200 B would be a good gear. So the fact that this is 2 energy for 600 B for every turn thereafter, as long as your Bakugan has that Green Fist, that's really, really strong. So this is an amazing gear, super strong gear. Now let's see what it would look like if it's on Dragonoid Auxillitaur. It's 2 energy, so we just said the way that we think this should play is that the gear costs 2 less. So Dragonoid Auxillitaur, first turn you use him, lands on this Green Fist, and he fuses on a Green Fist, so he is 650 and 8. And then we're also have the gear symbol, so we're gonna play the gear for 2 energy less. That means that this gear is free. So it goes under here, and we're gonna add another 600 B and 1 damage. So 650 plus 600 is 1250 and 9 damage. He's 1250 and 9. That's still disappointing. 1250 is really low for all that's happening. I wish he could have been 1500, 1600 for all that work that we're doing. But you could play other 2-cost gears, or you could play a 4-cost gear for 2 energy on the second turn. That's really strong to have that symbol in there if that's how we're using it. So it's fun, but he still feels underpowered, even with these huge bonuses of this gear. I would want to use this gear on better Bakugan, like Green Fist Bakugan. Could you imagine a Green Fist Bakugan that's already getting up to 14, 15, 16, 1700, and then you're adding, for free. Well, you're not adding it for free because the other Bakugan don't have the play it for free symbol. So for 2 energy, you're adding 600 B that stays with you every time. Like, it's not an action card that disappears after 1 turn. It's just there. That's amazing. So that Bakugan that's 1600 with a Green Fist is going to be 2200, and it'll stay that way. That's pretty cool. So that kind of changes how you play with Green Fists. Green Fists are super strong nowadays. If we ever had a meta and this game wasn't, somewhat discontinued or all the way discontinued, that would be pretty fun, Green Fists. So this was a fun pack to open. These Bakugan were all, I think, a pleasant surprise. Nobody really stinks, except for Dragonoid Auxillitaur. But dang, he is a cool looking one. That's fun. So let me know what you think. You're gonna pick up this pack if you see it in the store. You're gonna leave this one on the shelf. Thanks for watching. Catch you later soon. Be hard out.